Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is our weekly vlog. I noticed last week was Batman Day, and so I just thought I would show quickly. I think I've done a separate video on this, but I thought I'd show my Batman collection. So I have Batman the Complete Television Series, the original Batman film. Then I've got the complete animated series of Batman, then all the Batman films in 4K. And there's a DVD set here too. And then I have separate versions of Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. I've got Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is kind of a cool animated feature. Batman Death in the Family. I've got Batman The Long Halloween Part 1 and Part 2, the Lego Movie, then Joker. Then I have this version that not a lot of people, I'm not sure everyone likes this one, but this is the version with Robert Pattinson, the Batman. And Jesse and I were watching, over the weekend, we were watching The Penguin, which is on Max, and it's really well done. We really enjoyed it, the first episode, and this is a series where we're going to be waiting for the, we have to wait a week, obviously, for the next, episode. But we really enjoyed it, and there's the Penguin right there in the Batman movie. And I think it's a really great little origin story. It's very dark, like this version of the Batman, which we like. But let me know in the comments below if you like this version. I know there's some people that didn't, but I really like the dark atmosphere of it, and just the, the portrayal of the Batman from Robert Pattinson. And so we're looking forward to watching that. I think it's, again, a very interesting origin story, and we're interested to see what happens. It's very creative. At least the first episode had a lot of twists and turns, and so we're looking forward to watching more of that. Also, yesterday, September 22nd, was the 30th anniversary of Friends, and so Jesse and I are watching Friends on Max, but we have this DVD box set, and we're really enjoying it so far. We're on season 2, and I guess Warner Brothers is doing a big celebration also, and this is apparently Friends Week, so we'll be watching more Friends this week, I think. We didn't film too much at the store today, but we did get this we tried to get something new at the store to try, and we got this new, I don't know if that's new, but it's pumpkin coffee cake, which looked pretty good. So we'll have to see. We may try that later today. Pumpkin coffee cake. And also, now that we cleaned the windows, we have 2 windows open today. It's really cool today, because it is fall now officially. So we opened up both of our windows to see if we could get a nice cool breeze. It was raining this morning, but we went out to the store when it stopped raining. But it's going to be pretty rainy and cool this week. So again, perfect time to watch movies and read books and get excited for the fall season. I am rewatching Star Trek, the original series, and I just love these descriptions. I've talked about this before. I'm on season 1, episode 16, and this is I think this is one of the first episodes that features the shuttlecraft, and there's so many extras on here too, because I'm remembering watching the original episode where you don't really see the shuttlecraft coming out. And in this one, they have lots of shots of the shuttlecraft. I'll just read the description here too. Crash landing on Taurus 2. The 7 crew members aboard the shuttlecraft Galileo are unable to communicate with the Enterprise or to escape the planet's atmosphere and its hostile giant natives. The remastered edition enhances so much of Spock's infamously illogical first command, including spectacular new looks at the Muraski 312 quasar, the glaciated Taurus 2, the new hangar deck angles, which I thought were very impressive, and of course the Galileo's fuel burnout, quote, flares. So I'm really impressed with these remasters and continuing to enjoy Star Trek, the original series, and I'm trying to watch 1 or 2 episodes, well, at least 1 episode a night. Sometimes I'm not able to do it, or if I'm busy watching a movie or doing something else, but lately I've been trying to get to 1 episode a night, And so let me know if you're a fan of Star Trek: The Original Series or if you've watched these remastered editions, but I'm really enjoying them. We just finished making our horror collection video today, and this is just a little bit behind the scenes. It really takes, I think, many people don't realize it really takes a lot of effort to do the collection videos because usually Jesse and I will do these together. If I'm only showing a few films, I can pretty much do that on my own, but I really need Jesse to be here to film each of the sections while I'm pulling out at the titles and talking about them. And so you really have to sort of be in here at this kind of angle to see all the titles and to show each one. And this is the same for the Criterion collection or Kino Lorber collection or anything like that. But we have to take breaks because we do like a little section, and then we'll have to take a break because I'm talking through the titles and I'm pulling each one out, and then Jesse's holding the camera. So it takes a lot of effort, and sometimes we're even sore afterwards because when you do each of the sections here, and you have 9.5 sections of films to show, plus the box sets on the top, it just takes a little bit more time and effort to do those. And so we hope you enjoy those on the channel. We have a lot of fun doing them, but I thought I would just give a little bit of behind the scenes to let you know how we do that. Or if you're a creator out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. They really do take a lot of time, and also if things are not in alphabetical, like in this case, nothing's in alphabetical order, so we don't really have to worry about that. But in the case of the Criterion collection, we have to check all the Criterion titles too, because they're in spine number order. Or in the case of Kino Lorber, which is over here, or Warner Archive, everything's in alphabetical order for these collections. So again, just a little behind the scenes. Looking at our Halloween drawer, our holiday drawer. So we have this. How long have we had this thing?
Like 10 years.
Many years.
We didn't even stick it. It's supposed to be
right.
Like that.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
But we did. I think we did one side,
We put them
and
on
then
the door, though, right?
And then we
squished
squished it.
We can just put them on the outside door.
Yeah, he goes over here.
And then he's very swingable. Is he? You gotta. No, doesn't do that. Let's see.
I made this pumpkin one year.
Oh, I didn't realize you made this. I guess.
Yeah, I made this. You thought we bought it?
Somewhere.
No, I made this with some scraps.
Oh wow.
And stuffed it. Usually
That's
goes,
nice.
Goes over
I'm just
here.
following you as we're putting out decorations.
Usually goes over here on this table.
Okay.
Because this piano's new.
Right next
so.
to the keyboard. Yeah.
We have some pumpkins. Those usually go on the window.
Those are just plastic too, right?
Yeah, and
Like
these are
pumpkins.
from Target. These like light up. But I like to turn them, and then when the Halloween season starts, you turn them back. So like this one is another one that has a jack-o'-lantern, but I like to turn it.
Because we had those out anyway for a while. Yeah.
So we'll put this plant.
I think we should get we were just talking about the haunted house, right? We should get the haunted house out, I think. Because we're going to put the haunted house over by the...
This usually goes on the windowsill, but this we'll put on the other table. This is the haunted house. This is just wood from Target.
Wood. It's just wood. I'm like aggressively following you like the paparazzi or something.
Oh my God.
I guess I...
Oh, that's interesting. Here's a little insight into us. We keep everything, so we have another
Oh, there's a backup bat?
backup bat. I think this
Really?
This actually came from the dollar store
Is this from California, do you think?
in California.
Oh boy. I didn't realize that we had a backup one.
There's no date, but I'm pretty sure it was probably like
Sealed bat. 2013.
Oh
boy, I didn't even realize we had that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think we had it either. But yeah. Oh, there's a couple in the office I have to get to. And then I think that's that's all. Oh, those are like fall birds, but those I think are more like November birds. These are like the original birds we had.
Yeah.
I think we saved some for November.
Well, it's nice they can keep each other company in the drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have this battery candle. The batteries are dead.
Oh, I need to get the batteries for
I don't know if we'll use that, but these are mostly winter birds, but there's a few. You can see this one has like a
Fell over.
cat mask.
Fell over there. We gotta.
Which one? This guy?
Yeah.
I think his hat is too
Green
tall.
tag.
And the jack-o'-lantern bird.
No. Oh no.
And like a Zorro bird. And then, and then she's kind of new. She's got a nice pumpkin on her back. I think that's it for now. Yeah, his hat's too tall, so he falls down.
Oh, he falls down. Okay.
In last week's vlog, someone asked about this Close Encounters book that I showed on my shelf, and so I mentioned that I would show it in this vlog. So here's the front of this. It's a really beautifully done book. Here's the front, and here's the back. This is a book that my wife got me a few years ago, and it looks like it just has a lot of stills from the movie. You can see, and there's more inside too, of course. Just going to show a few of these pages, but you know, some essays in here and things, and then storyboards. Looks like excerpts from the script, which is very cool. And then you've got also stills from the movie along with articles. So this is a really nice little book, especially if you like Close Encounters. I'm a big fan of Close Encounters. And there's lots of great stills from the shooting of the movie and from the movie itself. I love Richard Dreyfuss in this movie. I just love this movie. I think it's a really great film, one of Steven Spielberg's best movies. You can probably hear the wind outside too. There's a lot of wind this week, and it's a little bit cooler weather. But there's, you know, some shots of the filming. So this is a really great film book. I plan to do a whole video on all of the film books that I have, and this is just one of them. So thanks for that question in last week's vlog. Hopefully this helped. And if you're a fan of Close Encounters, you could probably still get this book someplace. There's the writer there, and so really, really fun book about Close Encounters. The ultimate visual history.
It's Thursday. We're in the office. We just watched the Last of Us Season 2 trailer, so we thought we'd do a quick reaction to it. I always have trouble with these reactions because I like it. I liked it.
I like it. It makes me want to watch season 1 again.
Here's season 1. Yeah, here's season 1 again.
Right before season 2 comes out.
If you don't have Max, you can get this on physical media, The Last of Us. And this has extra features on it too. But we really like The Last of Us. And speaking of all this zombie, all the you know, like The Walking Dead and, you know, shows like that.
Yeah.
This is one that we really like a lot. So, but what did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was cool. I like that it's like a snowy western.
It's like a snow,
story, which is fun.
Like an old snowy town, which looks pretty good. Although it says it's in 2025. I don't know when in 2025. It would be nice if they gave us a month.
Yeah.
So we could plan for it.
I'm not sure when season 1 came out. I would guess about around the same time.
2025. Do you think it would be like winter time? I mean, it doesn't even say, right? It doesn't even say when it's coming out. It just says 2025.
Season 1 came out in February of 2023. I would guess February of 2025.
That would be good because it'll be the winter time here and be cold and snowy and.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It was. The first episode was actually January of 2023. The middle of January. So it could be
maybe
January.
Wow, that would be cool if it came out. Because I'm ready for it. I can't wait for that. I thought it was really, it seems like a lot of action, a lot of different characters. Catherine O'Hara was in the beginning of the trailer, and Jeffrey Wright, I think, was. I saw a clip of Jeffrey. Sometimes the trailer goes by so fast, but you can kind of see a glimpse of somebody new that's in it. I don't think Jeffrey Wright was in the first season, was he?
I don't think so. I think this season might also have a little bit of a time jump from where season 1 ended, but I'm not sure.
I love time travel. It's not time travel, time jump.
Time jump.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. So we liked it. Let us know in the comments if you watched the trailer, if you like The Last of Us and what you think of it. But we liked it so far. Or, we like what we saw.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the games would come to Nintendo Switch, but one can.
Is that going to happen?
Probably not.
Well. Other than that, I've been watching Star Trek: The Original Series. I'm almost done with season 1 for that. Really enjoying that, and it's the first time through for me. In order in a very long time, even though I've seen the episodes over and over again. So I'm very familiar with them and I can predict them, but I'm really liking the special effects and the new things that they've added. I really didn't think I was going to like the remastered parts of it, but as I've been saying too, because you are seeing the episodes even though you're doing other things. But I really like what I see. I mean, the enhancements, the shots of the planet, the shots of the shuttlecraft and the ship and the planets and all that kind of stuff.
I like that the episode description tells you where it's been remastered. I think that's kind of nice because then you can look for it and you're not trying to remember back to the original episode. So it's nice that they say, oh, we enhanced this, or we enhanced the planet, or we added docking bay footage, or
something like that.
Whatever they did. Yeah. So it's nice
so you can kind of watch for it.
Yeah.
Although I noticed that, with my memory, I remember the way the show was. Like in we're watching one of the episodes where Spock is piloting the shuttlecraft, and I only remember the shuttlecraft, scenes, because I think everything that was done outside the shuttlecraft, you never saw that in the show originally. So it's funny how my memory remembers those episodes that I've seen so many times before, and then I can go, yeah, that's the remastered part, or that's the enhanced part, or that's something they added. I can tell that pretty quickly, but
Yeah. It's also interesting because we're finishing Seinfeld season 9, which is the last season.
Last season, yeah.
And as we're watching it, I feel like I'm realizing at least that that was the season they put on TV and reruns a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
We're very familiar with those episodes.
With those episodes, right. And speaking of that, we're watching Friends, which is the 30th anniversary of Friends, which we didn't even realize but now we know because we see the ad on Max every time we watch a Friends episode, even though we have the DVDs too. But season 2 is a little more serious. We're on season 2.
Yeah.
And it's a little more serious. And I think I was romanticizing the Ross and Rachel relationship a lot more than I thought. I think when I first saw the show, but it seems like, I don't know, we get sort of a weird vibe when we see them together and kind of how they go back and forth. Yeah. They're dating each other for a while and then they're not, and then
well, I think because I read a lot of romance novels, so there's different tropes, right? And I thought that Ross and Rachel were more friends to lovers, but they're actually kind of enemies to friends to lovers. So
what about frenemies?
Kind of they're
frenemies.
They're civil, but then sometimes they just get really mad at each other and they hold grudges, and I just wasn't expecting that. I guess I was expecting more of the Jim and Pam The Office kind of romance where it's sweet and they're friends, but they decide they shouldn't be together, but maybe they should, but maybe they shouldn't, and there's a kiss and there's a time together and all that. And I wasn't expecting Ross and Rachel to get mad at each other as often as they do.
Yeah, and we were talking about that one scene where Rachel is in the coffee shop and she locks the door and it's raining outside and Ross leaves and then he comes back and it's kind of it's a little weird. He comes back very angry, sort of.
Well,
instead of really
she's closing up the coffee shop and then he comes in to
she gets
talk
mad
to her,
first and then
he's really kind of mad that she had to tell him the thing she had to tell him, and it does kind of mirror in season 1 or earlier in season 1 when he spends time with her while she's closing up, and it was kind of sweet. So I was expecting it to be oh, there's this big reveal, and then it turned into a fight, and I didn't expect it to
I didn't expect that either. I thought it was, but I mean, I think we were just talking about this last night, but we were laughing a lot more in the first season, and then this season I'm laughing a little bit, but you're not laughing maybe as much. But I think it's because it gets more serious. Yeah. But there was some. There was the episode with Brooke Shields. Also, that there's a lot more celebrities that are starting to show up in season 2, which is kind of fun to watch. Like Chris Isaac.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris Isaac and Brooke Shields.
And also Phoebe playing some funny songs. I love all the funny songs that Phoebe plays.
I mean, we're like we're looking back, 30 years. So I guess in the season 2, their episodes aired after the Super Bowl. So there was a part 1 and part 2 after the Super Bowl. So Chris Isaac is in part 1 and Brooke Shields, I think, is in part 2. So it's interesting that like in season 2 they were getting like pretty big guest stars.
Yeah.
And in season 1, George Clooney was in it because it was kind of like a pseudo ER crossover situation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like all the funny songs. I like Phoebe. Phoebe's one of my favorite characters because I just like her.
I think Chandler's my favorite.
Chandler's your favorite?
Yeah, because he's like the nerdiest one outside of like Ross. Ross is like sciencey, but he's kind of full of himself. Whereas like Chandler, I love his like comedy posters in the house and how
I think Joey's kind of funny too, though.
He is funny.
Yeah, Joey's funny, and Monica's funny. I guess they're all funny, but I'm saying like I feel like we're kind of gravitating towards the more humorous, like the outsider stories, as opposed to the main sort of tension in the show.
Right, like the main trio is like Ross and Rachel and Monica, because Monica's Ross's sister. Brother. Yeah. And then Chandler and Joey live across the halls. Yeah. And then and
of course we love Elliot Gould as
oh yeah, he's great.
As the father, he's
Mr. Geller.
Mr. Geller, yeah. There's some funny episodes with him later, I think, too. I'm just remembering the episode where I think they go through the garage or something like that. They go through the
all their stuff for the like childhood boxes and like one sibling has like a lot
of stuff and the other
has none.
Yeah.
That was also in Life in Pieces, right? There was an episode of Life in Pieces where they were going through the garage and like because they were looking for all those pens, right? Because their father's a pilot and he used to bring them like novelty pens from airports. And they were looking for all the pens, and they were in like the middle child's box, but that was all that was in his box was the pens from the father.
I was going to say, let us know too in the comments if you like this little section in the office. We honestly start these videos with we're only going to talk for a couple minutes, and then I look at the time and it's like 9 minutes, later. So let us know if you like this. We talk about these things all the time, and I thought it's kind of interesting just to see like what we're watching or sort of in more detail. The feelings about that we're having when we're watching shows or just impressions that we get, because it's hard to make a whole video about that, you know what I mean? So I feel like these little sections are more like
this is kind of like a mini live stream.
It is kind of a mini live stream, right? Exactly. So but that's what we've been watching so far, since I'm looking at the time and it's almost 10 minutes. I can't even believe it. So that's what we've been watching. We've been enjoying that. Anything else we wanted to mention? I'm sure there's other things we could talk about.
I think I feel like I'm at that point where I'm like resisting the Halloween stuff a little bit, because I'm like, let's just like wait just like a little bit longer. October's coming.
I think we go right into the holidays,
but I think
too.
we
already
right
go
on
right
that
into
edge.
We were talking about holiday specials last night, because we were thinking about Hulu and Disney Plus, and I like them. I'm a big fan of Frozen. Let's just say. And I like one
Olaf.
I think Olaf as a character is pretty enjoyable. And so there's one, because we were looking at maybe canceling Disney Plus and Hulu that we have.
Yeah.
But there's one Olaf special on there that I really like to watch around the holidays, and so we wouldn't see that. So we were looking for the prices on physical media for that holiday special, or maybe to get a digital copy or something like that. But I think we're going to keep Disney Plus. I think that's what we're going to do right now. We're keeping it just, for the holiday season. Maybe there's something else on there. There's another, I'm a big fan of music, or we're both big fans of music. And there's a Springsteen special on there that I want to see. And there's other things. So,
and we are watching, we're watching Horror's Greatest. And we're watching Halloween Baking Championship.
Right.
So we're we're like slowly getting to the holidays, but we're not like full on horror films and stuff like that.
I think what happened also is we started watching, we've been watching The Walking Dead for so many months, but also we started watching horror films because of the Universal Monsters channel on Roku.
Oh yeah.
Really early, like July or June or something like that. So we've kind of gone through that. I think we just want to get ahead of it so we don't lose. I feel like if you try to, is that the train?
It's a train, yeah.
We hear this train on Thursday. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but I love hearing the train.
The window's closed, so
the window's closed, but and it got kind of dark here too because it's
raining.
Probably going to rain.
But I think you're right. Like,
But
we
I
watched
think
the Universal Monsters channel for a while, and that was really fun and like set the tone. And now I think I've also sort of been waiting for like the weather. Like the weather's changing, the leaves are changing, so I feel like it's a little more like atmospheric to watch some of those films. But
Yeah.
I'm also trying not to like burn out on Halloween stuff, because I feel like if we go into it too early, then we kind of stop. Like, I'm also resisting like the Christmas stuff, so it's, you know.
And I'm all in on that, but I mean, I was ready to watch, you know, some holiday movies the other day, but I
It's
thought I'd wait a
also, I
little
think
bit.
it's also tricky because sometimes we'll get snow in October, and it doesn't seem like we're going to get snow in October this year so far. But if we get snow in October, it's a little harder to resist all the cozy, wintry things.
Sometimes you just have the, you know, I think there's going to be a time probably in October when we just have like the Universal Monsters channel on in the living room,
Oh,
just
yeah.
for atmosphere and stuff like that. I always think we start earlier because we don't want to have to cram everything we want to watch into October for the Halloween season. So we want to start
Right.
early, and then by the time we get to October, we're ready for other things.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like we're going to end up watching Stephen King adaptations probably, and some of like the, not directly like Universal horror, but more of like older horror, like Them, and like some of the other Frankenstein films we have.
Yeah.
Like some stuff we don't get to, I feel like is maybe where we're going to go this year.
I mean, because you're reading Pet Sematary, we got Cujo also, but I'm interested in rewatching The Mist, and
The Mist and Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot,
The
yeah.
older Salem's Lot. And
maybe we'll try the new one. Can we try the new one? No, it's out in the theaters. We can't.
I think it's going to be on Max, but I don't know when.
Boy, it got really dark here. I guess that's
It
a sign
really
we should
did.
end the video right here. But this is kind of like a little mini live stream, as Jesse was saying too. So let us know if you like these little segments, and we will do our best to shorten them, maybe if we can, because we always start with the intention of like, oh, we're just going to talk about a couple things, and then it becomes a longer video. But that's the way we do it.
I guess so.
Yeah. It's Friday, and we're taking a quick walk at the end of the day, and just want to talk a little bit about Horror's Greatest. We watched the last episode that was all about Stephen King adaptations,
Yeah.
which was really good. I really liked it, and there's more that I want to see. But if you don't want to be spoiled, and you have AMC Plus, and you're watching Horror's Greatest, and you haven't seen all the films, be careful.
Yeah, because there's a lot of spoilers.
What did they spoil? Like The Mist,
And Gerald's Game.
Gerald's Game, Pet Sematary also.
Yeah.
But we love the show, and highly recommend it if you have AMC Plus. Horror's Greatest is the name of the show.
Yeah.
And we finished that one, and we're still working on the Halloween Baking Championship.
Right.
But it's been a long week and kind of a busy week, right?
Yeah, it's been kind of busy.
Yeah.